I was advised not to do this, but I decided to go for it anyway because I want to have a recording of the development of my game. And as you can see, it's a very simple game. It's a game where you are a sausage in a museum. That's the pitch, that's what the concept is. And it may look simple and silly, but it's actually a little bit more complicated than it looks because it's adaptive. Basically, like, how would you move left and right when there's no indication of what left or right is on the sausage, right? So let's say now I'm pressing left. I'm just going to show you I'm pressing left right here. And now I'm also pressing left. So how does it know that, right? So there's a lot of systems and little things that I'm doing with the camera and the player and stuff to make the controls contextual, which I thought was very important for this game. The core ideas of this game is obviously silliness, it being funny, and it's also going to be sort of like getting over it. I am bread, which a lot of people have mentioned to me on the discords and stuff where I've been sharing it. That's like the type of gameplay that I want, and I want the player to feel like they can control it. So the player right now can do two main things, which are flip-flop like this. And now let's say I'm pressing right, I'm pressing left and down. So it's always like going towards the direction that you think it's gonna go, regardless of how you're looking at it. But if you're on the floor like this and looking forward, if you press forward, you go forward and you roll, and you go backwards and you roll, okay? So right now, the state that I'm at, I have a controller that I'm pretty happy with, a camera that I'm sort of happy with, but a controller that can do cool stuff. Like this, go upstairs and roll and you know, just traverse through levels and fall and stuff like that. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of the level. Oh, that's a bug right there. Actually, you see how it's kind of like rolling really slow for some reason? I don't know why that, and now it's not. I don't know why that happens. I think there's like a problem with the detection of the ground, I guess. So you can see you can go like this, and then there's a little platform here that you can go up. As you can see, the camera still has some core issues when you're close to walls and stuff like that, but I'm really working on that. So let me just go here, whoop, and then, you know, so you can traverse levels like this and whatnot. Now this level is not very interesting. It was kind of like to show the vibe, but let me show you, maybe to make this a little bit more interesting, how the game started. So here are a couple of videos of how the game started, and let me tell you, it was not a sausage at first. At first it was just a stick that you could move left or right like this. And as you can see, I initially thought I would indicate where the what the input was as L and R, like left and right, so that you could kind of get an idea of what you were doing. But very quickly I decided against it, and I saw some problems arise. At this point, I thought that the game would be about a character that's a battery, right? A battery that you can control and that you could maybe put into things to connect to things and power up stuff. But in reality, I decided against it, and I was like, maybe it's going to be more interesting if it's something sillier. Here's when I discovered that I could climb up things, but at this point, as you can see, like every time, well, you can't see it because you can't see the input, but you would have to press alternate between left and right, and that was just very, very annoying. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention actually is the idea of this project was to learn Unreal, because I'm usually on Unity, and the whole idea of this project was to learn Unreal. Turns out that I got carried away. This is one of the first versions where I decided it would be a sausage, but as you can see in this video right now, maybe I can point it out, it's like very stiff. It's not doing anything in the physicality of the sausage yet. It does have the appearance of a sausage, but still a stick, really, is what it is. Then I added a skeleton mesh and some weights and some stuff to deform it so it reacts physically with like the way a sausage would really work. You can see there I added it, and you can see it kind of like curves and moves around. It's not tweaked completely yet, and the camera, I hadn't figured out that I wanted it to be a little bit further back, which I'm still not completely sure about. but you know, here we go. This is a video I sent to one of my friends just to exaggerate the effect, and I just thought it was really funny and silly. And I started making a couple of LDOs, or level design objects, and there we go. So that's what it was looking like up until now. We saw the final version, I guess, or the most current version, and not long ago. Then I started making little obstacles and ideas for game design. So this is a seesaw that you're gonna most likely encounter in the game at some point. Oh yeah, and then I discovered that you can destroy things in Unreal, and I thought I should go with it. Boom. I thought it looked cool. I might use this in the game because I think it's interesting that you're in a museum and you maybe end up destroying some things. Another demo, I was experimenting with the lighting and seeing how can I make it look like a museum, and how can I make it look sort of epic. I don't know if YouTube's gonna flag me for this, but it is art, okay? Relax, YouTube. What else? Okay, I have one here. Oh, this is maybe one of the levels that I have in, but it's really, this one was to test the different ways you could control the sausage and how it would look in the context of a game, I guess. But the problem here was that, as you can see, it was really annoying to control because you couldn't really move forward and flip-flop. I call it flip-flop when you go like this. You couldn't go forward as you did that, which was annoying, and you had to go like this, so you couldn't see where you were going. So a lot of work went into making the controller feel as good as it does. Let me see if I have anything else to show right now. Oh yeah, this is just like basically the build that you were seeing right here. Well, let me show you something more, because this is sure a little level that I did just to test out stuff, and it ends here because I kind of run out of ideas of what I could do with the old version of the controller. Now I updated it and it works just fine. So I started working on prototyping a lot of different stuff. So let me show you some of them. The first one is going to be this thing here. And now, not only can you move like this and roll back and forth, but if you go into these areas right here, you can fly, and you have air control, right? Which is kind of nice, and who knows what kind of gameplay opportunities will come from that. And here's another one that's pretty cool as well. These surfaces are bouncy, right? And what's cool is that you can control them yourself and kind of like move around in them. It's a little bit difficult, but it's kind of like the point. And here you can have them at an angle, or you can, you know, have them different ways. Then there's obstacles that can move around that you would have to avoid, or else they'll push you. There's going to be lasers as well, and I imagine opportunities where you would have to sort of try to get through them like this without touching them. There's those. Are there any others? Oh, this one is interesting. It's sort of like a platform that rolls around, and I can change the speed and everything, so there's many different things that you can do there. And one more that I was testing was like, what does climbing look like? There's errors, I don't know what they are. What does climbing look like in the game? And right now it's a little bit clunky, I think, and I have to work on it and figure out how it will work exactly. But let me try and show you if I can. I'm kind of not very positioned very well. Let me... Here we go. Yeah. You know, climb here. And then it's like, oh, how am I going to get through this one? And I guess you would have to adjust a little bit. But as you can see, there's some annoyance where if you're under another, let's say, whoops. Let's say the sausage is here. I don't know if you can see the cursor or not, but if the sausage is under this guy right here, like this, you kind of get stuck, and it's sort of annoying. So I still have to figure that out and see what could make it feel good. Let me show you maybe a little parkour here real quick to end the video, possibly. Yeah, so you can climb on things like this and try to get to places. Dude, this is kind of more fun than the other stuff. I like the idea of you having to climb, but as you can see, there's a bug that makes you very slow when you're on thin surfaces. I think that's the issue. I need to figure it out. Also, right now, the game doesn't yet have a name. The working title is Weenie. Maybe not the best name, but for now, it does the job. And the camera got improved as well. You can only go as far as this, and you can turn all around, and you can kind of like squeeze yourself a little bit to the left. And let's see if this works. What if I fall? Woohoo! And you can kind of balance. Oh man! Oh man! Okay, here we go. And I made it. Cool. That was pretty much it for that test. And now I'm falling, and there's a kill box, so I can still, you know, play as I'm testing stuff. I'm currently making a little level to show play testers, which, by the way, if you want to play test the game, it's on itch.io. It's gonna be in the description, I guess. Lots of metrics, lots of little tests, lots of ideas for the game. There's all there is to this character, except, and I'm not a very good blueprint person, but there's a lot of code going on and a lot of code in nodes and whatever. So far, working on Unreal has been interesting and fun, very different community, but I kind of do enjoy it. So that's pretty much it for me today. Hope you liked it, hope it's interesting. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any ideas for the name, for types of hazards or things that could happen in the game, let me know and give the build a try, and give me advice, give me feedback on what the game feels like, if you like the controls, if you think it's fun, if you think it's cool. But that's pretty much it. Have a good one. Bye.